Hello and welcome to another edition of the Morning Brew. Today is Monday, the 7th of September, 2020. My name is Jessie Leonce. We are live on NTN from the GIS studios. If you're watching on air, our Facebook, on air or online on our channel 122, our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, a special good morning to you. And we're remembering, in addition to our residents here in St. Lucia, our St. Lucians in the diaspora who are slowly getting back to life as normal out there. We know the reality of COVID-19 is very real. It's very real, and we do hope you're keeping safe out there. In St. Lucia, we are making strides as well. Our borders are reopening. We are still under a state of emergency, but we do hope that you are all taking the necessary precautions to protect yourself, your family, and the population at large. Today is the anniversary of the death of the father of the nation, Sir John George Melvin Compton, and we do remember him in a good way in terms of development of the nation. There is so much that happened. If we go back to independence and his work after and even before, we do appreciate the legacy that Sir John George Melvin Compton has left behind. And I do encourage you to go onto the YouTube channel and take a look at previous interviews and interactions that our former Prime Minister would have had. It is captured on the Government of St. Lucia YouTube channel, so do take a look at that in remembrance of the late nation leader. We continue this morning to let you know we have resumed school, and this morning I know of several children, several students who have returned to school today, and I want to bid you the best as you return to school. It's under new conditions, terms and conditions, but I do hope that you make the best of it. Things do continue. We do have common entrance coming up again. We do have CXC coming up again, the regular examinations and whatnot. Things continue to chug on, and I do hope that you make the best of your learning experience in whatever form that it takes. I do know that many of the students got into their uniforms, had their backpacks and everything, and it's really good reinforcement for the kids at this time of great uncertainty globally. We had the pandemic looming over our heads the last few months, and really good to see that we have the kids going back to school. And speaking of which, there have been some delayed openings of school, and I'll be getting to that in just a moment. We have a release from the Ministry of Education, Innovation, Gender Relations, and Sustainable Development. There are a few primary schools and secondary schools that have delayed their reopening. Meantime, we do have some lead stories. St. Lucia's fight against COVID-19 is bolstered by the Embassy of Taiwan. The Ministry of Youth and Sports built the talent pool in women basketball, and the National Arts Festival sounds off with Poetic Justice. We take a look back at last night when the Poetic Justice, the first Poetic Justice video aired, and we're going to talk a little bit about it, going back to Friday's interview with Gina McPhee, and she is one of the featured poets who was highlighted. She took the spotlight last night. We're going to talk a bit about that in just a moment as well. We also have a notice from the Ministry of Health and Wellness, the temporary closure of the dental clinic at the Ancillary Wellness Center. The details to these stories, bulletins, updates in general are coming up on the other end of this break. Do stay with us.
She's been watching, waiting, wondering when the sands of time will give way to a tide of change, and for yesterday and today to become a new tomorrow. For a time when her sun can kiss the cheeks of your loved one and her stars can twinkle in her honeymoon skies. When her earthly embrace will reassure and calm your soul. And her unique view can change your whole perspective. Proudly, she has risen to meet new challenges and to provide safe harbor to all who reach her shores. For her hopes and dreams still stand. shoulder to shoulder, a precious reminder of experiences yet to come. So, wherever your moments and memories take you, let her sense of adventure set you free. She is Saint Lucia. Let her inspire you.
Eyes, ears, mouth, and nose. One more time. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Eyes, ears, mouth, and nose. Wasn't that fun? Now, let's try it in French. Tête, épaule, genou, pieds. Oreille, bouche, nez, yeux. Tête, épaule, genou, pieds. Wow, you did well. Now let's sing it. Touch your head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Your eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Now in French. Tête, épaule, genou, pied, genou, pied. Tête, épaule, genou, pied, genou, pied. Et oreille, bouche, nez et yeux. Tête, épaule, genou, pied, genou, pied. Now that was a little slow, wasn't it? Let's see if we can go faster.
Lucia in the house. We love to learn, we love to play. Come join with us today.
Back to school is finally here. Jay, you have your hand sanitizer, you have your disinfecting wipes. I even gave you an extra mask, and this one you can put it on.
Jaden, what are the COVID-19 rules?
Wash your hands, always wear a mask, and 6 feet away.
Ensure your children are provided with a personal hygiene kit to carry and use on a daily basis. Items like hand sanitizer, wipes, and extra masks should be in there. Remember, if your child does not feel well or is showing any flu-like symptoms, keep him or her at home. Ensure your child wears a mask at all times, especially upon the arrival at school.
Classrooms have been prepared to ensure physical distancing. Teachers and support staff will guide students during the day to wash their hands, and all surfaces, desks, chairs, door handles, and washrooms will be cleaned regularly.
By now, administrations of schools would have communicated the new schedule specific to your child's grade or form. Lunches will be consumed at the student's desk or outdoors while respecting physical distancing.
As we start the new school year 2020-2021, we are all adjusting to the new normal that was introduced by COVID-19. I beg of all of you, let us observe the guidelines as prescribed by the Ministry of Health. Our children, teachers, educators, stakeholders, we all depend on one another to do the right thing for the sake of our children and the sake of our nation. Let us all be vigilant and observe the protocols as defined by the Ministry of Health.
Thank you so much for staying tuned. This is the Morning Brew live on NTN. Again, I just want to say a special good luck to all the kids returning to school. It's back to school, and we do hope you carried your mask, your hand sanitizer, and you wash your hands frequently during the day, kids, and that you also observe the 6-foot distance as much as possible. I just want to let you in on a recording, a live broadcast last night, and it was the Queen's Chain and Crown lands being discussed live on NTN. They hosted a live panel discussion with the Department of Physical Planning to discuss the Queen's Chain, Crown Lands, and other related matters. And it aired last night at 7 p.m. And I strongly encourage you to go back and take a look. If you did not join the live last night, go back and take a look at the entire live broadcast. It would be easy to pull out a clip, but we don't want to have anything misconstrued. The guests, Hildreth Lewis, Deputy Permanent Secretary from the Department of Physical Planning, Ms. Karen Augustine, Chief Physical Planning Officer, and Mr. Henix Joseph, Commissioner of Crown Lands. They were all on the panel explaining in full some information, all the information that's necessary at this point in time on the Queen's Chain and Crown Lands. And it was very informative and, a lot of revelations, a lot of explanations being given last night. So do take a look. As I said, it would be easy to pull out a clip, but we don't want you to take anything out of context. There is a broader picture that is involved. So do go and take some time to sit and listen to that important live broadcast. We continue with the morning reopening of school. We have had some delayed openings. Not all schools are reopening today. And just to read out a press release coming from the Ministry of Education, the Department of Education, Innovation and Gender Relations wishes to inform parents and guardians, as previously announced, that school will reopen officially for the new academic year on Monday, 7th September 2020. However, a number of schools will reopen on the following dates. Monrepo, Passias combined, Dennery Primary and La Richuse combined will all reopen on Wednesday, September 9th, 2020. Entrepot Secondary School, the Moshi combined and Les Etangs combined will reopen on Monday, 14th September 2020. Now, all other schools will reopen as scheduled today, 7th September 2020. The department apologizes for any inconvenience caused and wishes principals, teachers, and students the best for the new academic year, albeit under established COVID-19 protocols. And they say albeit under established COVID-19 protocols, but I do hope that, I do know that you kids can have a good time and enjoy the experience of being back at school, even with the COVID-19 situation above our heads. We have a notice from the Department of Health and Wellness, a temporary closure of dental clinic at the Ancillary Wellness Center. The Department of Health and Wellness wishes to inform the public that the dental clinic within the Ancillary Wellness Center will be closed on Monday, that is today, September 7th, 2020 to Friday, September 18th, 2020. The temporary closure is to ensure the health and safety of all staff and clients by conducting cleaning of the dental clinic. During this time, oral health promotion activities will continue to take place in the community, and a mobile unit will be established for the care of children. Adult treatment can be accommodated at the dental clinic at Soufrière Hospital. The public is advised to call to make an appointment at the number 459-5001. 459-5001. The Department of Health apologizes for any inconvenience this may cause and requests the patience and cooperation of the public. So if you want some more information on dental services at the Department of Health, you can contact 468-53114. We continue this morning with news. St. Lucia continues to receive assistance from its diplomatic friends in the fight against COVID-19. The Embassy of Taiwan to St. Lucia has made a donation of ventilators and antibody rapid tests. We have more in this report from the Ministry of Health and Wellness's Fernell Neptune.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness recently received a donation of ventilators and test kits from the government of the Republic of China, Taiwan, following a handover ceremony at the Owen King EU Hospital. Taiwanese Ambassador His Excellency Peter Shen says his government remains committed to providing support to St. Lucia in the fight against COVID-19.
I'm proud to present to St. Lucia this token of care and support from the government and people of Taiwan. Altogether, 4 ventilators and 3,000 test kits to contribute St. Lucia's efforts to fight the COVID-19 pandemic. For the past few months, under the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister Shasny and the efforts of the government of St. Lucia St. Lucia has been remarkable in response to the pandemic.
Prime Minister for St. Lucia, the Honorable Alan Shastney, says he appreciates the diplomatic relations between the two countries and the continuous support provided.
A genuine friend is one in which it's very easy to be able to measure the success of that relationship. And it's times when you need somebody in the smallest ways. And certainly today's contribution, significant in monetary basis. But I also want to say to solutions that probably one of the most difficult things to get hold of in the world today is a ventilator. So it's not even something that money could buy. And that is what makes this gift so special, that to get 4 ventilators at this particular time.
Minister for Health, Senator the Honorable Mary Isaac, expressed gratitude to the government and people of Taiwan for the donation, which will assist tremendously in the health sector.
Ambassador, I'm always very touched when I get these gifts, when we get these gifts from Taiwan. And of course, we continue to get your assistance at every point in time with every project in almost every area of our development in St. Lucia. And it is really, we are very, very grateful for these gifts that you bestow upon us, because they're not just, fly-by-night gifts or just, out of, just mere to give something. They really and truly address an issue or a problem that we are having in our country.
The government of the Republic of China, Taiwan, made a donation of 4 ventilators and 3,000 antibody rapid tests. Reporting from the Communications Unit of the Ministry of Health and Wellness, I am Fernell Neptune.
Thank you, Fernell. And the Embassy of Taiwan has also contributed to the Ministry of Education's preparedness for the 2020-2021 school year. Lisa Joseph has that story.
As the new academic year opens on Monday, September 7, 2020, students and teachers will be taken to the classroom under the conditions of the new normal dictated by COVID-19. Among the protocols schools are to adhere to in ensuring the health and safety of all is the wearing of face masks. The Embassy of Taiwan to St. Lucia has bolstered the ministry's stock with a donation of 10,000 face masks. Ambassador His Excellency Peter Chen says as a father of 2 children, he understands the anxiety of parents as well as appreciates the hard work of the ministry in managing the opening of schools.
The virus knows no borders. So when Taiwan is capable to contain the spread of virus in our island, I think it's also good for us to provide assistance for all over the world, especially our closest diplomatic allies, St. Lucia.
Education Minister Honorable Dr. Gail Rigobert and Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Michelle Charles, expressed gratitude to the Embassy of Taiwan for its commitment to the education sector in St. Lucia.